Personally, I think a quality education is just when the student wakes up. You have school 5 days a week. When the student wakes up on Monday, everybody is usually tired. I got to go to school and everything. That student can wake up and say, oh my gosh, I want to go to school. Grab my bags out 30 minutes before he's supposed to be there. Run into school, could walk in, greeted by, staff that's there. They know him, or her. They walk into class that they're ready for that. Why? Because their teacher's up there. They already got the lesson. All right, I'm ready to teach you guys. Let's go. Yeah, I'm excited on Monday at 8 in the morning.
The first thing I would change is, I think it's extremely important for teachers to have that bond, that connection with the students. Students will go the extra mile if you have that connection. Just knowing that somebody is rooting for you, and what kid would want to disappoint somebody that they look up to, that really cares for them. So just that connection, school shouldn't have to feel like, you shouldn't have to feel like that you're just going to school. It should be inspirational. You should be rejuvenated by the time you leave.
You understand as a high school student, I need to pass these tests. I need to get my high school diploma. I need to go to college. These are all, but it's almost like a dogma. It's almost like it just is. Okay, this is what we're supposed to do. I think it's important to have that human, something is based just like a human connection, The reality is, like, when you're dealing with students, you're dealing with human beings. And when you're talking about teaching, you're talking about a relationship, teacher-student relationship.
Be a counselor, be hands-on, be wholehearted with the student. If the student is learning and is willing to learn and is excited about learning, then that should inspire the teacher to teach.
My ideal teacher would be a teacher that would be passionate to teach, period. To teach anybody. It doesn't matter. They should be passionate and teach us what we want to learn too, besides the lesson plans that they have originally for us. And also, like I said before, current events.
Connect the curriculum.
Yeah, basically.
I want young people to know that they can be in a school that understands that they learn in very different ways. That some of them need for it to be played to music to get it. That some of them need rooms where they can touch and feel and experiment. Where some people just need a space where they can write and write and write and write and write. Where all these visual things are happening. Where they're going outside the classroom and taking trips and making connections.
I think I had a really good balance with my after-school program with the Brotherhood Sister Soul that I feel like a lot of my peers missed out on. Like just yesterday, as a matter of fact, I was in church and my pastor was ranting about how a lot of young people haven't seen Roots. And he was saying like, oh, you guys are missing out. Like, I think it's really important for people to understand where they come from, especially in America. And I was like, yeah, like he was really making a big deal about watching the movie. But like just a few years ago in my junior year, I had got the opportunity to go to Ghana and actually stand in the slave dungeon. Now, I wouldn't be able to compare sitting down watching a movie to standing in the slave dungeon. So like that was real humbling for me to know that a lot of my peers aren't blessed with the opportunities that I had outside of school, like my extracurricular activities.
Quality after school, not 3 to 4. That's not a quality after school. And not, or you have tutoring from 3 to 4, then if you have time for after school, you go. No. You can mix tutoring with your after school. Certain days you could do tutoring. Other days you can have your after school. Or in sports that, not just sports, different classes of course, but things that are offered at other specialty schools in public schools. Public schools are for the public who cannot make it to that specialty school. So why can't they have the exact same thing specialty school has?
To walk in school and have all doors open. To walk in my school and have my teachers, have the staff of the school say, hey, Mr. Sanchez, what you want to do? What you want to do? Which doors you want to walk into? How can I help you get there? What are your goals after high school? What do you need?
A quality education needs to be well-rounded. It shouldn't be just school. For teenagers, they are just starting out. They haven't even seen the world. I think it's important that students have a vision. They see things full circle. You just can't just blindly put somebody in a room and expect them to know where they're going.
The way it's set up, so you say, okay, it's on the students. So at the end of if a student wants to learn, they'll learn, because out of these 30 kids, there's always 5 that make it to do great things, right? So, okay, so it's not on the students. But then you say, but then it's on the teacher. But then you have to consider the teacher have like 30 kids, sometimes 30, they have other things going on. Sometimes there's teachers, high school teachers, that have students that are special ed or have IEP, individual education plans. So you have a student that's considered special ed because he has maybe learning disabilities, and it's another student who's special ed because he has behavior issues. And you have them in the same classroom, and then you have a student that's really advanced, and you have all of this going on. The teacher's forced to teach many different lessons within one lesson. So one class becomes it's almost like a juggling act, like, you understand? So you have to explain the same things in different ways. So is it the teacher's fault? And then on top of that is like maybe you don't have the space. Kids, there's other issues going on. You have to prepare them for certain tests. Whose fault is it? And the only thing that I think we can all agree on is basically maybe the structure, the way it's set up. Like something it's bigger than just students and teachers. Maybe the way we expect the relationship to play out.
I would want all children who are receiving a public school education to know that they're getting the best, and the best is being had by their friends who are going to the school across the street, up the block, and in the state next door to theirs. I want for young people to know that they're going to be cared for and educated by people who don't just have a passion to be educators, but people who are well prepared and have the skills and are continuing to develop those skills to provide the best education. I want them to know that they're going to be in a school that's going to wrap around their needs. So really address them as a whole person, not just you need to ace this test, you need to get a 3 or 4 here for you to go to the next level, but it's going to make sure that you have a space to be early in the morning. If your parents work early and you need to be dropped off and have a healthy breakfast, that you can get that at your school. That if you need to get lunch, that you can get a healthy lunch at school. That you can get after school care that's not just about babysitting, but that's really going to be enriching and is really going to make the connections between what you're learning in the classroom and what you need to learn to be successful in life, however you define success for yourself.
I want to walk into my school and have the opportunity every other student has. I want to walk into my school and I want to say this is fair. That's what a quality education is for me.